I'd like to thank and congratulate honourable members for securing today's debate. Little did we know when this debate was granted last week quite how prescient it would be. Just as the Israeli Prime Minister was flying back after his visit here, the Knesset was passing the so-called Regularisation Bill. This bill retroactively legalises over 50 illegal settlement outposts, 3,850 housing units, and the expropriation of almost 2,000 acres of private Palestinian lands. In short, it legalises the illegal. I guess after alternative facts in Washington, we now have alternative facts on the ground, as defined by the government of Israel. Mr. Speaker, this debate isn't about being pro-Israel or pro-Palestine. It's about standing up for the values and norms that we hold dear. It's about upholding the rule of law and not shirking our responsibilities. Settlements fan the flames of discontent and grievance, driving us further from peace. They undermine the legal and moral authority of Israel, destroying the trust that will be required to reach any meaningful peace agreement. And they undermine the territorial integrity of a future Palestinian state and the prospects of a viable two-state solution. The continued expansion of illegal settlements doesn't just hurt the Palestinian people, it hurts Israel as well, because there can be no security for Israel without peace, and there can be no peace as long as there are illegal settlements. Anyone who doubts this just needs to see the situation on the ground. I think of the father I met in Makassar Hospital in the wake of the 2014 Gaza war, nursing his 4-year-old son who just lost both his legs in a rocket attack. I think of the Bedouin community of Khan al-Ahmar, the residents living in perpetual fear of military demolitions and harassment from nearby settlers. I think of the 13,000 children from the Shufat refugee camp in East Jerusalem, crossing multiple checkpoints, passing the wall and fearing harassment just to get to school each day. I think of the 250,000 children across the Palestinian territories whom the UN identifies as in need of psychosocial support and child protection interventions. I think of the 10-year-old Gazan child who will have already witnessed 3 wars and nothing but the siege. What does the future hold for these children? What hope can we offer them? When you boil all the issues down to their essence, the fact is that the presence of almost 600,000 Israeli settlers on land internationally recognised as occupied is what drives this conflict. And Britain, as a key strategic ally, partner and friend of Israel, should be stepping up as a critical friend. That means ending direct support for settlements. We should, in line with the UK guidelines, prohibit trade with companies and financial institutions complicit in the settlements, and prohibit dealings with charities involved in illegal settlement projects. We must be consistent in our alignment with the universal principle of prohibiting trade with illegally annexed territories, as the European Union has done in the case of Crimea. This is why we must do all in our power to halt and reverse the settlements, and that is why we must support this motion.
Sima Malhotra will speak next. I must say to colleagues that the wind-up...